Hey everyone. So I had a dream last night, and in it, Rev. Itchemer Morgenstern gave me a hug. And if I felt like filled with love, that was the feeling I had. And he told me to study the chapter on tzedakah in Sefer Hamidos, which is also known as the Aleph Beis book, which is a book that Rabbi Nachman wrote and put together. And that was something I woke up with on my mind. And so, dreams. Let's talk about dreams a little bit. Do I think it was Rav Itchemer Morgenstern coming through in my dream and, and giving me some insight? In this case, I don't think it was him coming through in my dream, because there are different categories of dreams. Interestingly, Rabbi Yehuda Fataya writes that there are dreams that are sent to you by an angel. There are dreams that are sent to a person by a demon. And then there are dreams that are just kind of your own subconscious that you're having a conversation with, which is what I find most dreams to be. And so in this case, it was really interesting because I was literally, if this is my subconscious and I'm having a visual of what's kind of down below, there's something that I couldn't access in my conscious life, which was, hey, go study this chapter. There's something in it that you need to learn. And so in this case, I think it was just kind of my subconscious. Now, dreams, as it says in Gemara Brachos, they are 1/60th of prophecy. And I would say that, after Adam ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, everything is mixed up, good and evil. And so in our dreams, it's all mixed up. There's good, there's prophecy, there are things that don't make any sense. But what I would say is, if you've ever, I used to watch a lot more TV. I don't watch TV now, but I used to watch TV. And if you'd watch, a crazy zombie movie before bed, you'd find yourself dreaming about that. And what did you do there? You programmed your conscious, which then it seeped down into your subconscious. And then you're, enacting your fears or your worries or just whatever you put in there. And so what I've learned over time is that the more I push all of that stuff out, like giving up TV, eating healthy, and then learning a lot of Torah, what happens is all that happens in my conscious life, but that starts to reprogram the subconscious. And so the dream characters that I'm seeing are rabbis, or I see my father, or I find that I'm in airports or, railroad stations, or I'm by bodies of water. And all of these things are themes that I've pulled out of my dreams after I've written 200 plus. Now, the interesting thing in writing down 200 plus dreams over the last, year and a half is that over time, they have more consistent storylines as opposed to just like literally random words or, random items. And so I've sort of started to train my subconscious in like, hey, I'm going to sleep and I'm going to have a conversation with you, so to speak. And so that's what happened in this dream. I don't think it was sent to me by a demon or an angel. I think it was me looking at my higher self or my inner guide, because that's what it is. Like an authority figure in your dream is just you telling yourself, hey, I think you want to study this chapter. And obviously that's tapped into something higher. And, it's fun to really have these type of dreams and get that guidance. And so the more I push random stuff out of my life, like TV, and pull more Torah in, I find that it is reprogramming my subconscious too. So I'm thinking in these themes. And so if you open up Gemara Brachos, for example, you see the rabbis have dream interpretations and X means Y, and that sort of thing. And if you learn Torah, then you'll find like, hey, if I see that in my dream, I've already read that in my conscious life. And so I might be able to see that in my subconscious life and get or my dreams and get a message from that. But if you don't learn any Torah, then those things might not actually be interpreted the same way. Side note on bad dreams, because I think a lot of people are very worried about, bad dreams and stuff. the rabbis, I think it's Rabbi Chia, actually praises bad dreams because it actually gives a person a good insight into perhaps what they need to change. But also interestingly, in Gemara Brachos, a lot of these things you would think are terrible. I'll see a skeleton in my dream or whatever. That must be something really bad. No, it's actually something really good. So you have to realize when you're dreaming and you're having conversations and you're learning from your subconscious, things that don't bubble up to your conscious during the day, to your conscious mind during the day and are interpreted in words, that things are upside down, topsy-turvy. And so like Yosef, you need to become a dream interpreter. So I've been playing around with this a lot, and it's amazing. And I really hope that more people can get into this, because this is part of our religion and part of being human. So here's a little picture that I wrote to kind of illustrate that. I have this theory. So you have like the whole iceberg where you kind of are at the top and your whole subconscious is below that. So my theory is that with Torah, you can push yourself down and access those subconscious levels. Same thing through meditation, and dreams are just one way to access your subconscious and have that internal conversation. Again, it's like hard to put words to these things. But nevertheless, it's a really good way to work through things. And I've had some amazing dreams that have given me amazing guidance. And it's only because I went through, that whole exercise of writing dreams down, getting excited to dream at night, and then going through them and seeing the consistent themes, and seeing like the consistent feelings that I would get, that sort of thing. So, we kind of have this linear experience, right, of life where you're going from A to B, and there are ups and downs and there are changes. But as we know, Hashem is past, present, and future. And so Hashem already knows what we're going to choose, and that's something that will boggle your mind. You really can't understand. But it's only us who live in this linear, limited experience, so we're able to see, hey, here's what I want to do in the future, and here's what I did in the past, and I can do teshuvah, and I can, we are the only ones who have this limited, linear experience, and that's for our benefit, so that during our lifetimes, we can look at what we've done in the past, let's say a week ago, a month ago, and have progress. And when I look back, I feel as though I've been stuck in certain thoughts, patterns, etc., stages longer than I needed to be. And, I also, here's the card. Here's another way to look at it, where life is just like you're progressing and you get stuck in these loops sometimes. And through Torah, you know where to go. And tefillah is that energy that gets you there. So that's one way I think about it. And here's kind of a close-up of that loop, that progress loop. There we go. Where you can kind of get stuck in the same patterns, thoughts, feelings. I know, for example, my wife would have had a recurring dream probably for 10 years. And it would happen, once a month, something like that. And I finally just talked to her about it, and we worked through it. And I said, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And she came to some new conclusions about it, and the dream just stopped. And it's very stressful to have these things because the way your subconscious presents it, it usually presents it in a totally different way. So, for example, in Gemara Brachos, it talks about, sexual relationships that people would have in their dreams. Now, people have these dreams and they're like, oh, I don't want to be having, relations with that person or whatever. But the truth is it means something totally different. It's just your subconscious, you need to interpret it in order to figure that out. And so it's a way to kind of figure out what's beneath the surface. And I find, going back to like being stuck in certain patterns, I found that in writing my dreams and having a more active conversation with my subconscious, I'm able to progress a lot faster and not get stuck in those loops perpetually. And again, there's always another madrega to get to, and we know this from Jacob's, Yaakov Avinu's ladder, and we have to progress step by step. You can't jump steps, but you also have to always progress. Otherwise, you're kind of going down. So that being said, there's a lot to talk about in terms of dreams. But the more Torah you put in your head, the more you're going to be able to access this power of imagination and dreams and have that more direct conversation. I think that one of the main things the Yetzer Hara wants to do, or the Sitra Achra, whatever you want to call it, is take away our power of accessing these dreams and subconscious states and other altered states of consciousness without drugs. And one of the ways they do that is by getting us to look at our phones all day and be sucked into it. And then you look up and you're like, oh, what did I do the last 3 hours, right? It doesn't want you to be able to imagine things, right? Oh, no, I want you to give me a video to watch. I'm not going to use my imagination, which is why at the very beginning, it's really hard. And most people say, I don't dream at all. That used to be my case, right? Side note, it actually says it's not a good thing if you haven't had any dream or remember anything in the last 7 days. Not good. So let's get that, let's get that going. Let's get those dreams. So one of the ways, you'll do that is by watching this video, which kind of will get you thinking about dreams, starting to journal. What I use is I use my phone. So I have the reminders app for Apple. I have my reminders there, and I have a folder essentially for dreams. So I just have a running thing. It's super easy, super fast. So just when I wake up in the morning, I say Modeh Ani, I open my phone and I type in my dream. And I usually forget it. Like if you ask me what I wrote down 30 minutes later, I would have no idea. But I'll go back through it and kind of find patterns. So that is the first thing you could do. And then just, after a while, look at the dreams, see if there are any patterns, learn more, Torah, and that will help you recall more dreams and start to identify the archetypes you're finding in your dreams, and you will find some pretty amazing things. So let me know if you want more information about dreams. Comment. I want to put more videos, but let me know what questions you have. And if you liked this, you can definitely like the video. You can share it. You can subscribe to the channel. I do this for fun. I'm not trying to get 1,000 or 5,000 people to subscribe. I'm not trying to monetize or anything like that. But if it helps one person, that's why I'm here. And it definitely helps me as well by sharing these things and kind of thinking them through. So let me know if you like that. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.